R. Kelly, once caught having sex with underage Aaliyah, former backup singer claims. R. Kelly has come under scrutiny again for his relationship with late R&B singer Aaliyah. A former background singer for R. Kelly, Javante Cunningham, made a shocking revelation during an interview in the Lifetime documentary Surviving R. Kelly, alleging that the trapped-in-the-closet crooner, then 27, engaged in a sexual relationship with Aaliyah when she was just 15. Aaliyah was tomboyish, glasses, braces, no swag, Cunningham recalls of meeting 12-year-old Aaliyah, who was the niece of Kelly's then manager Barry Hankerson. She truly was a beautiful young lady. We used to sneak Aaliyah out of the hotel room, take her all over the places, Cunningham said. Those were the good days. But those are the things that also make you cry. Cunningham opened up about the feelings she had learning R. Kelly and Aaliyah were sexually involved. We were out on the road with Aaliyah on a tour bus. There really aren't many confined spaces. When you get on the tour bus, there are bunks, and so these bunks have little curtains you can pull at night if you don't want anybody to see you sleeping, she explained. So it just so happened we were all laying down in our bunks and the curtains are open. Everybody's communicating, laughing, Cunningham continued. When the room door flew open on the bus, Robert was having sex with Aaliyah. When pressed to describe exactly what she had witnessed, Cunningham doubled down on her claims, adding that it was evident Kelly was having sex with Aaliyah. Things that an adult should not be doing with a child, Cunningham lamented. I can't stress to you how people are still suffering behind things that went on 20 years ago. In 1994, reports surfaced that R. Kelly and Aaliyah had secretly married, and a marriage certificate was made public listing Aaliyah's age as 18, although she would have been 15 at the time. Neither R. Kelly nor Aaliyah ever addressed the nature of the relationship, but this former personal assistant, Demetrius Smith, alleges he was a present witness at the wedding and even obtained false marriage documents for the underage Aaliyah. Robert came to me. We were in Miami, Smith recalled. Robert said, "Man, we got Aaliyah in trouble." After probing for more information, Smith said he was floored by Kelly's response. Robert mentioned to me that I think she's pregnant. That broke my heart right there because I really believed him when he said that he wasn't messing with Aaliyah. Once he told me that, I was at a loss for words. Smith went on to claim, I was in the room when they got married. I'm not proud of that. I had papers forged for them when Aaliyah was underage. It was just a quick little ceremony. She didn't have on a white dress. He didn't have on a tux. Just everyday wear. She looked worried and scared. R. Kelly's marriage to Aaliyah was reportedly annulled within the year. Now let's first talk about 1992 Aaliyah because it reads that she had braces with glasses and didn't have any swag. Now when first becoming an Aaliyah fan, 2 or 3 years later I learned these things and I was shocked. And this comes from her family pinning her out to be this flawless human. Fans too. They would always blindly defend her by saying she could do no wrong and that her family would say this and that. And being young and naive at the time, I fell for it. But at this day and age, I had to tell myself that anything is possible, especially with Aaliyah. Look at her previous life. Now let's get into the more juicier stuff. Now if it wasn't for Angela, then we wouldn't have any sort of knowledge when it comes to this nonsense. Before we get into the tea, I just want to say that these statements came from Angela and the stories are coming from online sources, not me. Now first things first is that the guy who was around that party at the time said that he would sneak Aaliyah out of her hotel room and take her all over the places. Now, I personally feel like this has some truth to it because I heard a rumor way before Surviving R. Kelly even came out that Aaliyah was snuck into clubs with her friends. Now tell me the story that this man is telling isn't a coincidence to that. I truly believe Aaliyah wasn't that average teen that everyone made her out to be. Also, I personally feel that Aaliyah was the type to sneak out of the house too. Now that's just my feeling. I also want to backtrack to one of my last videos where I read from an article that Aaliyah told R. Kelly she was pregnant and how he came back home from doing a tour that he was at the time. Also, and how she was supposed to wait for him in Chicago, but how she left and went to tell her family what was going on. That just tells you that she was in control of where she went, and that there too was no parent guardian involved in that whole fiasco. Long story short is that I think these people are telling the truth, but next, let's talk about the juiciest juice of it all, and that's what Angela saw. And she said, "We were out on the road with Aaliyah on a tour bus, there really aren't many confined spaces. When you get on the bus, there are bunks, and so these bunks have little curtains you can pull at night if you don't want anyone to see you sleeping, she explained. So it just so happened we were all laying in our bunks and the curtains are open. Everybody's communicating, laughing, Cunningham continued. When the room door flew open on the bus, Robert was having sex with Aaliyah. Now my thing is, why would someone lie about this, especially in court? You know how much trouble they get in for lying? Even if this exact story is a lie, I still strongly believe that there still was a sexual relationship going on between Aaliyah and R. Kelly. Like one of those magazines said, it was an open, secret relationship. And that is the best way to put it. Now, if you're one still in denial and want this left alone, you might as well support R. Kelly. No, Aaliyah isn't here to speak for herself, but her mother is. And because she's like one of you, she'll never fight for justice because she has hidden secrets that could be used against her. Let R. Kelly get away with hurting Aaliyah, you said? That's the worst thinking ever. It's most certainly evident to a fan like myself to see that they had a sexual relationship, because one, I'm not dumb. Explain the matching outfits. Explain the matching jewelry. What about the puppy he gave her? And most importantly, please explain this marriage chaos. Yeah, I want this buried so that that predator can be one case released from being guilty. Now, I know Aaliyah has nothing to do with his case, but she is the topic in this trial right now. Aaliyah was a minor. This article also reads that Robert came to Cunningham and told him that he had got Aaliyah into some trouble. And with trying to gain more info, R. Kelly then told him in the article that he thought Aaliyah was pregnant. Now, when having sex, that eventually comes with a baby. Now, I most certainly personally believe this too. This is all true in my eyes, and I think that Diane knows that. But being the mother of the late singer Aaliyah, everyone's gonna kneel to her and believe everything she says. Newsflash, she's been getting over on keeping the truth from you and still is. Pathetic. Just think, Cunningham claims that he was in the room when Aaliyah got married. He himself forged the papers. If that was me, I would not be claiming myself to have forged some marriage papers with a minor and an adult, especially if I'm gonna make up a lie. And that's even more sad about this, that Aaliyah didn't get to experience a big, beautiful black and white or whatever color she would have went for wedding. Nope, he claims that Aaliyah was married in just everyday wear. No mom there to watch her daughter off, and no dad walking her down the aisle. That would have always been her first marriage, which was pretty sucky. She shouldn't have never experienced a wedding like that, especially at that age. Their marriage was later annulled later on. Documents don't lie though. He also claimed that she looked worried and scared at the time of the marriage. Diane really failed her. I wouldn't be surprised if that was some of the tears Diane let out on August 31st. Guilt and regret. No sorries were ever given to Aaliyah from her mom before this tragedy. Disgusting. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. Last but not least, before I end this video, now I believe it, but I'm not saying it's true, but if this was all lies, then why is R. Kelly accused of child pornography? I mean, he was acquitted in 2008, and I'm unsure why, but why would he even be accused in that category? Now, a series of women have come forward to accuse him of everything from sexual coercion to physical abuse. If the stories about them are documented on tape by R. Kelly and their part is true, what makes y'all think they're lying about Aaliyah? It's time to deal with it. Instead of bashing someone on this topic, why don't y'all at least go bash the mother of Aaliyah? Y'all really want to bury this disturbing act. Even if Aaliyah was here to defend herself, I still would talk about it. It's life. But anyways, I appreciate the people who tuned into these touchy subjects because it was even heartbreaking and hurtful for me to even make into a video. But this chaos has come to an end for now until/if more info gets released. I will be soon discussing Aaliyah's mom's denial of it all and Barry's statement on his sister. But I'm gonna give this a little bit of a break, so without further ado, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Do you remember that one night when we fell in love? What we had felt so right, 'cause we had trust. Now it's drowning